Everybody, welcome to Let's Erase Domestic Violence show at Womenlines.com. Today we are having somebody, a change maker from India, Dr. Keerthi, who has dedicated her life to helping women and children suffering from violence and torture in India. She is the president of Vasavya Mahila Mandali NGO in India, and she has worked towards sensitizing the police system to domestic violence survivors. Apart from creating a support system, a support network for survivors, the initiative also include training for police to handle domestic violence complaints with sensitivity. Take a note, friends, in 2018, when Dr. Keerthi wanted to grab Chief Minister's attention to scale the project statewide, she took her fight online by starting her first online petition via change.org, No Silence for Violence. And after a year of rigorous campaigning, which included media outreach, writing letters to authorities, gathering support from influencers, her campaign was broadcasted at a great level. Dr. Keerthi's petition it was a victory when the then Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu sir agreed to have Mahila Mitra in 600 police stations spanning 13 districts. So yes, here we are having somebody who has worked at the ground level to help those women who are facing domestic violence, and she is helping them out to come out of those challenges and be on their own and stand on their own. Welcome, Dr. Keerthi, in Womenlines Show.
Good morning. Namaste from India.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Keerthi. So, Dr. Keerthi, as it is Domestic Violence Month, October is considered to raise awareness against domestic violence, and you have helped so many women in India through your organization. Can you share what is the current situation you're observing related to domestic violence?
Before proceeding about the organization, let me all tell you that Charu has already told October is a domestic violence awareness month. So what is the theme of 2022? The theme of the 2022 is living into our values and cultivating joy. So when that is missing, we are seeing domestic violence.
Yeah.
The current scenario, when we take into the countrywide, from 2001 to 18, a study is conducted where it has clearly shown within the period of 18 years, there is a clear jump of 53% increase in the domestic violence. It is like pre-COVID.
Okay.
And during the COVID, it is clearly spelled by the National Commission for Women also that there is 38% of increase of domestic violence in India. Why is it? Why only in the COVID? Because it's only a health pandemic.
Very true.
We all forgot that the World Health Organization has named domestic violence during the COVID as a shadow pandemic. COVID as a health pandemic and domestic violence as a shadow pandemic. So, why the shadow pandemic is there? What we have seen in our experience is Vasavya Mahila Mandali is running a family counseling center since last 35 years. But we have never seen that hundreds of phone calls are coming one day that I am being abused at home by the spouses and some of the elderly women by their family members, and some of the single women by the other relatives and all those things. So, and even the child abuse is also very high during those days. The family members are living in a 1 or 2 room tenements or in the house only. Previously, there is an opportunity for men going out or women going out for work and children going to schools. So the meeting time of the family is very, very limited. Some don't even see their faces and talk to each other in a day. And in a weekends also, somebody is busy and all those things. But a long span of 2018, 2020 and 2021 COVID lockdowns. In India, almost the first wave and second wave are like a very small gap, but it's a continuity flow is there in India.
Very true.
So the lockdown is almost like more than a year for us. And still many are working from home. So these are a great challenge in the women staying in the house, because they have to attend for the household work as everybody at home and satisfy all their food needs and clothing washing and cleaning the house and arranging everything for the family.
Very true.
So that is a basic challenge for the women. And men also, as they are not able to go outside, or some are losing the jobs during the COVID, and some are working but not paid their salaries.
Yeah.
So there are different challenges, because even for the men also, they have to pay for the house rent and meet the basic needs to buy at the home.
Very
So
true.
the financial crisis at the family has brought about a kind of a stress, disguise, and that led to a kind of a quarrel, and there is no comfort levels in the family.
Very true.
And the second side, if we see it, the men, those who are having, or the women, those who are having extramarital relations. Previously, they used to go outside and spend the time. But now, there is nothing like that. So the life is restricted. So when they are talking over the phones, or when they are using the video calls like that, so it became so visible in the family. So those issues which are kept as secret
Are open.
are being observed by the family members, and it came out. And in our observation also, we have seen that the women are overloaded with the household work, managing the family, and with limited resources. So that's why the women are also disgusted and the men are also facing disgusted. So that's why there is no harmony in the family. And the children are grown up in that abusive relations.
Correct. And that's impacting them harshly. So that's so worrisome.
Yes. So these are all the findings which we have done it. So what VMM has done is we have immediately talked to the police and started tele-counseling.
Okay.
Because people can't reach when they got abused.
Very
so
true.
we started a tele-counseling center, and we continued the same because the services are providing to the women immediately once they face the abuse or when they cannot bear it also.
Interesting.
So these are the major findings from us, and we are continuing, which we started on 28th of March 2020. Because the lockdown in India started on 22nd of March 2020. We continued the same because it is giving solace, comfort, counseling, confidence, and a hope in the life for the women, those who are facing the domestic violence, and even for their family members, even for the husbands too. And the children are also reaching us and calling us. And our helpline number is also available on our website.
Wonderful. These insights are really worrisome. Yes. And definitely things have changed a lot after we have been through that COVID journey and so many challenges, particularly women, as you are saying that they have to do their housework, and those who are working, that time must be so challenging because they are handling their work also and they're handling the house together with everybody in the house. So I'm sure the statistics must be reflecting the higher side of people who have suffered domestic violence. And it's awesome to know that organization is there and you are helping women to come out of it and guiding them how to protect themselves. Can you share more insights, Dr. Keerthi? What are the resources available for victims? And can you explain a little about the process of filing a complaint and some of the practical problems with respect to quick dispensation of justice, because it's not easy for any women to take that step in one go until and unless she's really motivated or somebody helps her out or she is frustrated at that limit that she has to come out. So these insights might be helpful to some women.
Yeah. With regard to the helplines, there are helplines in India, in the state level, also in the country level. But now I am restricting only at the country level because every state is having its own numbers and also online apps and all those things. In India, we have a helpline of 181. 181 is one helpline, and 1091 is also one helpline where the women can access it. It's a toll-free number. If the women do not have a balance in their phone numbers also, they can dial.
That's a good point.
That is a thing. And if they can't reach this also, easy to remember is they can reach the police with 100. 100 number.
100, yeah.
Yeah. It is 181, 100, 1091. These three are the women helpline numbers and the emergency numbers, and the women can access it. But how do you access it when they are facing violence?
Yes, that's
so the women should have a phone in their hand, then only they can access it. That's why the women need to have a phone, not as a fashion, not as a status symbol, but as a tool to report and a weapon to save herself from the
abuse.
Violence.
Yes.
That's what we should feel it. So I suggest all the family members, when you are buying for Diwali, when you are buying for Christmas, when you are buying for New Year or for Navaratri, 1 year, you can buy a Android phone for the woman.
Very true.
That saves her life. That gives her life. And we should tell them that do's and don'ts and the cyber safety and all those things. That's also very necessary. So the woman can immediately call to these numbers and give the complaint. And in some of the cases, if they tell the situation, the people come to their house and rescue them also.
That's
because sometimes they may not be having, the door is locked inside, or the husband might have locked outside and went away, or the phone, the other might not be having the purse with her, the money with her to travel also.
And this is applicable all over India, is it? They can call
all over India. Yes,
and they can ask for people to come and help them at their house.
Yes. So that's what the emergency, we should tell it. What we have seen is many victims are hesitant to report. Recently, a study conducted by one of the universities, they told that 90% of the women, those who are facing violence, are reporting only to their family member, like their sister, mother, or father, like that. But they are not reporting to the respective agencies, government agencies, which can provide them and give as a service provider. They do it and they maintain the confidentiality. If they don't do it, as a victim, you can question them also.
Correct.
So these are the things very important. And besides these, we have one-stop centers and domestic violence cells throughout India in all the districts. These centers are being managed by government, the state governments, with the support of the funding from central government partially, and state government also match it. So what do we do when an issue comes? There are two ways. If you feel that you need to have an approach, first you call to the helpline.
Okay.
And if you are confident enough to go to the police station,
They
go
can
to police station and give a complaint.
great piece of information.
Otherwise, go to the domestic violence cell
So,
where completely the staff are female.
okay. Staff add to their
Every,
comfort level.
yes, every district in India is having a domestic violence cells, which are being managed by the Department of Women and Child Development. And all these numbers are also available on online and even in www.vasavya.org also. We kept all these numbers to make the woman to access it for the easy information they can get it on the services, how they can reach it. So once the issue is happened, go either to the police or to the domestic violence cell.
Yeah.
When you go to the police station, they do investigation, and after that, they bring the both the husband and if any family members violence is there on them, then they talk to them and in the police also. Then after they file the FIR, if it is not, the negotiation is not comfortable for them to reunite, they go for the charge sheet and put it to the court.
Okay.
And the second method is, one is can go to the domestic violence cells,
Hmm.
and there are counselors are there,
Okay.
and there are the legal professionals are also there. So the counselor will take the case, talk to them and ease them and take the complaint and call the husband also, make the wife and husband talk to each other before her and also in the privacy point where they can arrange in the DV cell itself and they'll talk, and there are number of counseling sessions goes in the domestic violence cells. So from there, if they feel that, yes, we can live together because the children are there, we have to, they need both parents. Yes. If they feel compatibility, then they'll go together and it is being resolved there itself. Either at the DV cell or at the police station. The same thing happens.
Right.
If it is not resolved, there the legal counselor will be there.
Okay.
The lawyer will be there in the DV cell who provide free services for these victims, those who give a complaint in the DV cell. So they file the charge sheet in the court and the process will take in the family court. In India, we have family courts. We have each city started with one court and now we have 2 courts also. Okay. But what is happening is, it is being still delayed so much. Even though as per the laws, they tell that within 6 months it has to be resolved, but it's not happening.
Not happening.
Why it is not happening is, the number of cases are on increase, so where the caseload is more than the number of courts.
Oh.
So that's
this
why
is the challenge to be faced.
That's a big challenge.
A big challenge.
Even the judiciary to start the new court and to recruit the new judges, it's all a kind of a procedure they have to follow it. So that's why the procedures are being delayed. And one more thing, the challenge the women are facing, I can tell you very clearly, keeping in view our experiences, that the women, first of all, they have a kind of a hesitation to go and report.
That's so big challenge.
Still, women are so patient enough to bear the violence.
Too.
So patient enough and take time for the abuse they are facing. Because they think not once, not twice, 10 times, 100 times to come out of the family relations. Because one is the societal attitudes with regard to the single women or divorces. And the second thing, how she can take care of these children also.
Right.
So these are all the challenges the women are facing.
Right now.
And the second thing is, women are not aware that there is a free legal aid by the legal guidance centers,
Okay,
which is
that's in
yes,
piece of
legal authority cell, which is at the state level, district level, mandal level. There is every court level, there is a legal services authority is there.
Okay.
They provide, there are a number of advocates are there, counselors are there. They provide the free legal aid for them. So this is not a kind of information being reaching to the victims. That's why they think that, how can I pay to the lawyer?
Very true.
I
Because
can't pay the
first
fees.
question which is there in their mind.
Yes, I don't even have the gold to keep it and get the money. So all these questions murmur them so much, so they take a back step.
Correct.
So
That's
every
why,
woman
yeah.
should know that there are legal services authority aid is provided to go to the court and they talk before you, and all these things happen. The process will take at a free of cost.
Thanks for sharing all such a wonderful piece of information, because I am sure it is not available to majority of women. And our
Yes.
mission to our show is that we want to reach out, and those women who are watching, who are going to watch this show, should be sharing in their network also to create awareness about these facts so that it can help those who are suffering in silence. So definitely this is a wonderful piece of information. We'll be sharing the numbers and the website details in our content section also. So women, please take a step, don't suffer in silence, and stand for yourself. So Dr. Keerthi, one question always comes in my mind. Now we are saying the percentage of women educated has grown, right? Time has changed. They are getting educated. They are having their degrees. But why still the courage is not there? We just discussed few points that some are not having the finance, some are in such situation that they are not able to take that step because of kids. But I have heard stories, and that's also prevalent. Many educated women who are at high positions, still they are suffering in silence. What is your observation? What is missing, and how we can create that courage in them?
Yeah, the literacy rate among the total population in India increased, and among the women also has increased enormously. But my direct question to everyone here is our education is giving social empowerment?
Yes, that's point.
It is giving degrees for us.
Correct.
A prefix and suffix is not giving a social empowerment, is not giving a confidence for us to face the crisis in life. So that kind of education is missing in India. So why the educated women are unable to take a decision when they are facing a domestic violence is, let me tell you the few issues which making them to take a back step.
Okay.
One is the education system is not giving any kind of a life skills to complain and to have a mindset, attitudinal change, or helpline numbers and crisis management skills. These things are very, very essential. And the second thing is, women, what we are seeing is, once she is educated, maybe highly educated, professional also, after the marriage, once the marriage is fixed, they drop from the job.
Yeah.
And sometimes the husband is telling, yesterday one woman came and she told that, I used to do job, but
now she's not working.
My husband is not willing me to do a job. But they tell in a very, very cool manner, you can stay back at home and feel cool, comfortable. But women are not understanding that they are losing their economic free independence.
Very true.
So they will have a children. So again, the responsibility of taking care of the children and growing them. Then comes the second pregnancy. So all that, a span of about 10 years minimum, the woman life is almost spent towards the family. So during this period, the women do not have the skilling, reskilling, knowledge of
So
it.
many things are
Nothing
missing
is
in
there.
India. So many things are missing.
Yeah, nothing is there. So the women are unable to fit into this competitive employability world because they don't have the skills fit to this world. They don't have the knowledge fit to this world. Now we have everything. The online classes are also available. The women can do it.
Very true.
But once we get this motherhood and all those things and family responsibilities, and we are forgetting these things. No, let the women fight for education. What you need as a weapon when you require is not the ornaments, it's the education.
What very well.
So
said.
that is
Very
not
well said.
fitting to it. And also one more thing where I want to tell you is the long gap for her from the job arena also is not making her to go ahead. Recently one came and she told that I used to earn about 1.25 lakhs Indian rupees per month. But now after 7 years, I have a marital issue and fighting in the court, and I want to go to the job also. Two issues are there. Because she is expecting at least minimum that previous salary.
Correct.
But
She won't be
with the
getting.
7 years of the gap, where she is getting less than 50,000 Indian rupees. Because she didn't have the updated knowledge and updated skills. And the second thing which I can tell is when they join in the job also, they have to go to the court hearings and meet the lawyers. And she had to get the additional documents for evidences. So this is making where she want to employment also. The number of leaves are on increase.
Very true.
So the number of working hours and the concentration levels are also less. That's why she is not able to go into a qualitative job.
Very
and
true.
I can certainly tell, because I am also educated, I am also a victim of domestic violence.
Yes, we have heard that.
For 7 years. So what I do is, whenever I got a crisis in life, I have chosen to get the next level of education, next level of skills.
Wow.
I registered for PhD and did it within 3 years.
Fantastic.
Everybody told, wow, yes, we should do wow.
Very true.
When our mindset is very important. What we do is, I can't do. No, I have these problems. Yes, always demarcate the personal life and professional life. Then only the woman can go ahead in life.
Such a beautiful piece of information you have shared just now, Dr. Keerthi. Definitely, I agree with you. This responsibility for self, I think, starts missing after a few years of marriage. Once women get into motherhood, once the journey starts, they stop thinking of themselves. And they don't understand that everybody in this world is responsible for themselves. Nobody will come to help you at the time of need if you are not ready to help yourself. And for that, you have to be educated, you have to be upskilled in terms of what what year you are living, where you are living, because things are changing so fast. So if you are not aware about what's happening around, nobody can help you. So this is so inspirational to know that you have shown in your life that things can be done despite of all challenges, despite of all problems. If you think that you can do, nobody can stop. So wonderful piece of
Yes.
sharing, I must say that. My next question is something which I'm really eager to know about. You have recently met Madam President in India and presented her a survey report. Can you share details about the report and any action plan related to that report?
We have brought out a study report. About 4.5 years we did it. That's
Okay.
maintenance among women in marital discard. And
Okay.
also we filed a petition on the change.org. So with all these things, and we did a pan-India study with regard to this, getting information from the courts also through Right to Information Act. So we, even though the COVID has never stopped us to do this, we used each and every opportunity to go ahead and to do it, to concentrate more. So the study report was available, and couple of months ago we met Her Excellency Draupadi Murmu, the President of India. We are so proud that India is having a woman president of.
Definitely. That's a wonderful
Yes,
happen.
she's so lovely and received us very well. And we gave her the report. But that time when we went with another agenda also.
Okay.
Basically, one of the people's representative has kept a video which came into the social media with regard to the nude behavior and with nude positions. It came. And we reported that to the President of India because it is not fair on the part of the people's representatives. It is not for anybody, but especially the people's representatives should be the role models for the people. Then she immediately reacted on that issue and sent a letter to the Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh to do an inquiry on it and send her a report also. So that is now in the government of Andhra Pradesh, and they might be working on it. And with regard to the maintenance, we have also submitted the report online and offline also. Online, we sent to all the 548 plus Lok Sabha members of the parliament.
Wow.
And send them the link and send them the report and support the sisters of the India, those who are suffering with the maintenance, those who are not getting it. Because in India, everybody is having a right of basic living with dignity and respect. Where that is missing, not being implemented, even the law is present in India. So that's why we wrote to all the members of parliament and met fewer members of the parliament when we went to Delhi. And one of the members of parliament came forward and he told that he'll be presenting in the parliament with a private member's bill. And also, he will also sensitize some of the MPs to do the questioning and to support the bill. So this is why we are doing all these exercises, that whenever we talk to anybody, is it that issue? Why they are not getting? Law is there? No, yes. Law is there. But implementation, when it is not there, then what is the use of law?
Very true.
So that is a big gap here. In India, different religions are there. We do have the law relating to maintenance as per the religious laws.
Okay.
But none of these laws are effective. None of these laws.
Good that
so
step
that's
has
why,
taken, that you have taken the step,
it
and
needs to have a kind of a uniform civil code for the women issues to be dealt in India is very much required.
I'm sure.
Because none of the religious laws are not effective. That's what we suggested. And also, we are going to shortly meet the Minister for Women and Child Development,
Okay.
law ministers, and other cabinet ministers, home minister, and we are making all our efforts to meet the other members of parliament during the winter session, which is going to be scheduled from November to December. It's like a 1 month long session in India. The parliament will meet. So that time we are going to be there and raise our voice and make other members also to be part of it.
I must congratulate you for taking this step and reaching out to the right authorities, because I'm sure once they understand where is the gap, some decisions must be coming which can be helpful to all the
Yes.
sections. But going to that level and consistently doing the efforts means a lot. So heartiest congratulations for this step. So Dr. Keerthi, my next question is, you have gone through a journey yourself, you have seen others going through this journey and challenges, and how the impact of domestic violence is happening across. We have discussed in our discussion till now, it is impacting families, it is impacting kids, and how it is impacting definitely the victim. But when you see how it is impacting other ways, you want to share some highlights, some insights, what your observation is, how it is impacting as a country, as a society. What are the challenges which is happening because of this issue?
Yeah, India is known for its family institution.
Very true.
In the long back, in my childhood, you have joint family system. But now we came to the nuclear family system.
Yeah.
So in these situations, how the domestic violence is impacting the families, society, and the nation is very, very important. Once the domestic violence is happened, the victim herself, and even suppose the victim is a female and the perpetrator is a husband, the male member, both of their mental health and physical health is going to be spoiled.
Definitely.
And it is giving a kind of abusive environment exposure to the children, those who are going through a lot of agony by seeing the quarrels in between the wife and husband. That is impacting the productivity of the nation.
Yes.
Because how the productivity of the nation is calculated is each one productivity and increasing the income to the individual is increasing our GDP. So it is indirectly affecting the GDP because we are not calculating that way.
Very
so
true.
Second one is at the family level, we are seeing that children are dropping from the school and the they develop anger syndromes and they are unable to productive in the schools.
Yeah.
Concentration levels are low and they have stress levels. So all these things are affecting the children and they are unable to ventilate it and keep themselves as introverts. There is no space for the children to ventilate. I'm not talking particularly with regard to the wife and husband, but how it is impacting the others. And when you see the other family members also, suppose when I faced a domestic violence, my parents, those who are aged, there's a lot of mental agony for them. And then the sisters, brothers,
whole
family members,
whole
uncles, aunts, everybody starts thinking of the woman's, why she is suffering like that.
Very true.
Because in India, we have a normally think it's her fate.
Yeah, it's a statement.
No, it is not the fate.
Definitely not.
Not the fate at all. Okay, things have happened. If it can't settle, how to do it. But even the families are also making the woman. Previously, I told that 90% of the women, those who are reporting only to family members. So it is impacting so much on the family members. One is the financial burden, one is the mental pressure, and they themselves will develop the hypertension or diabetic or heart attack. Any of these things based on the severity of the violence their daughters are facing or their niece is facing. So the family is facing. On the whole, suppose if you see that the one among as calculated, among 3 families, at least one is facing domestic violence. Means after every 2 houses, the house is having it.
Correct.
As per the statistics. But the statistics are, we know that it's unreported are so many.
So many.
So that's why how the next generation are going, how the neighborhood is there. In Indian scenario, it is mostly gossip. There is no support system. So when the children and youngsters are going into that environment,
it impacts.
They are following or imitating the same when they are grown up. So the domestic violence is a vicious circle, repeating there itself. We are not putting an end for it. That's why it is increasing day by day. And as a nation, we are seeing that the numbers are on increase, which is on the government statistics. And I can say very well that many are not reported. Few days back, I spoke to one of the doctor.
Okay.
She told that she has bear the violence for more than 15 years. Now she came out.
Okay.
But she is telling, I am unable to bear the violence. That's why I came out. But I want to put an end for this because it's such a mental agony for me and for my aged parents. And for my sister who is staying abroad. And for my daughter who is studying. So all the things, we never think that the domestic violence at the family is impacting at a bigger scale. Yes, it's a bigger scale, it is impacting. Even the service providers, those who are counselors also, either in a burnout situation.
So much to do and they are helpless because of the time and other constraints. So time has come to take action, and not only on the part of the women who is suffering. It, as a society, as a group, we all have to start thinking about what type of mindset we are giving to our kids. Or are we taking interest in other people? And if we are observing that there are problems, we should be helping and guiding other women to take the step to help herself to come out of domestic violence. We shouldn't be silent observers. Same ways goes responsibility on the part of every family. If as parents, they are observing, they have to help their daughter. Friends are observing, they have to help their friends. So yes, friends, let's take a vow that we have to help people, women who are suffering in silence, and we have to give them strength and knowledge so that they can fight and come out of it. So my last question, Dr. Keerthi, please share how people can help you. What help exactly you are looking for at present?
I suggest and I appeal to all the people that be a supporter for others, to the victim of the violence. Even in your own family, if somebody is supporting, don't blame them, but be a support for her, be a support for her children. And counsel them at your level, if not a report. And the second thing which I want to tell is, we have taken up the maintenance as an issue which has to go ahead, and also we need to have a change in India. So the viewers can write letters to President of India Prime Minister of India, you can send the mails. And if you know any of the ministers, members of parliament, somebody, or as a citizen of this world, you can send mails that you need to have a support for this maintenance. And the study report is already available on the BMM website, and you can access it, read it, and wherever you get an opportunity and you talk about this, talking about it, bringing visibility, representing it, and raising the voice is very, very important. There is always another, nearly 1 week is there. Yes, you spend your Diwali, but make others' lives also a Diwali with lights, a Diwali with smile, a life with joy. That is, if you can make it, at least for this Diwali, you invite 1 or 2 domestic violence victims to your family and make them to be a part of your family and give them a joy and make them to enjoy with your family, have sweets, enjoy with crackers, and enjoy with play with your families.
Beautiful share, Dr. Keerthi. Thank you so much for your time and sharing all the insights. I wish you all the best for your noble work, and may you be able to help as many women across India and help them to come out of domestic violence. Do take a note, friends. We will be sharing the details of website. Visit the website. See, you can help Dr. Keerthi anyway. And yes, let's help. Let's play our role. We should be conscious citizens. We should be conscious human beings. And as human, we should be helping others who are having problems in life. Thank you so much, and very happy Diwali to you, Dr. Keerthi. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Diwali.
Thank you.